Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today there should be the Nelliel, Yachiru, and GRIMJOW banner dropping later tonight around reset time, so keep that in mind. And this is going to be a maybe you kind of want to summon. Now, all three of the units are good. I just honestly don't recommend it, but I didn't know that this event was dropping with the characters, but if you go into the news tab and you go into the older notices, because they dropped like 30 different notices last night. I was going to go over all of it, but honestly half of it is just packs, and not try to read all of that. We have the Midwinter Mayhem event coming out, which, if you don't know, last year dropped around with Kaname, and then we also had the one around anniversary time, so you could just farm thousands upon thousands upon thousands of certain potions depending on what character dropped. So last year was Kaname, so it was a heart potions that you could farm, or mind potions that you could farm, and then this time it was with Chojuro. It was with Chojuro, and I didn't get him, but you could farm thousands upon thousands of blue potions. So if you did that, you were probably set, because you were trying to go for the big lottery runs, and if you had Chojuro, it was probably worth it to actually like reset your stamina and use orbs and whatnot. But if you didn't have them, not really. But do keep in mind this is coming on the 16th all the way to the 8th, so there's 3 weeks of this one event. It does get a bit tiring over time. The biggest gripe with me is the only bonus characters for it, realistically, that are actually going to be worth it is going to be the Nelliel, Grimmjow, and Yachiru. And realistically, people are going to say Grimmjow only runs or Yachiru only runs, depending on what they want to farm. If you want potions, you bring Grimmjow. If you want droplets, you bring Yachiru. And they get an increased, extra stage increased by 50%. And they also get double damage. So all 5-star seasonal characters except for Christmas 2023 are 25%. So like last year's Yoruichi and Hollybell, etc., etc. That's probably what I'll be farming with. That way, you know, I can get my Yoruichi runs up. But it is kind of unfortunate. Also, there's a new attainable, not new. If you played last year, you probably already had him. I wish they would give us a new one. I don't see why not. It's kind of just like an incentive to summon outside of like the characters, because I love that event. It's really, really good. But it's just another reason that you may want to summon if you already haven't. Like, this is honestly would have been an easy skip banner for me, except for the fact that this event came back. Also, another thing to bring up, the fact is they don't have super potions in the mix of it. Like, if you look at the rewards, there's no super potions, so keep that in mind. I don't know if when you get a special room, then you can get super potions or not, because last year, or last time it came back, there were no tickets on the reward page, but you could get them whenever you got the big rooms where you got like 800 tickets or 8,000 tickets if you were super lucky somehow. Like, I saw those going around. So do keep in mind there might be super potions, but you just don't get them regularly, which is kind of an L. But I guess it kind of makes sense since there's no actual super potion increase character for the bonuses, really. So like, they're basically all just regular potions. Like the Grimmjow is only plus 10 heart potions. Yeah, so I mean, I guess, but it's still kind of silly to not even include them in general. So hopefully they're at least in there when you get the special rooms, but just wanted to bring that up. Now, as for the characters, I think they're all great. Nelliel is looking to be one of the best guild quest characters, especially for the Captain Week. She's going to be an exceptional side character. She has speed attribute character, normal attack damage plus 20% for the entire party, by the way. A booster as well as enhancer, so she's going to have the boosted enhanced SA2 boost, and it's also going to be a shield, so that's going to be insane. And since she's a NAG character, the fact that her SA2 is a melee doesn't really matter, since it's going to be poo-poo damage no matter what, because she's a NAG character. So it doesn't really matter too much. So she's going to get the extra 43% attack, focus, and defense. She also has complete status immunity. I wish she had shared complete status immunity, then that would be even more value, but I understand, you know, she's already one of the best characters in the entire game, to be honest. Enhancer plus 10 seconds, I already went over that. Flurry plus 1, and when you get her gauge, you get an extra flurry. Do keep that in mind. So it's not just flurry +1. She has multi-barrier +2. She has a start gauge +70% outside of brave battles, and then she also has strong attack recharge -12%, so she can get her SA2 back even faster. And then if you get on to her innate skills, she has poise and sharpshooter and sprinter +1. I don't know why they didn't include the gauge ability. Gauge trigger right here is a normal attack, and then the gauge skill is an extra flurry +1 and damage taken -30%. So absolutely ludicrous unit if you're going to be trying to be competitive in the Captain Range week, or even just Captain week in general. You're probably going to want her. I think she'll be easily the best booster in general. And then we have Grimmjow, the best heart link slot potion farmer in the entire game. He's going to be giving you +10, and that's really all that matters. But let's go over the rest of his kit. So he is a Quincy killer, I believe is which that symbol is. He also has strong attack damage +35%. If a mid-month has a crazy soul trait, I cannot wait to see what end of year is going to have. We already have the Unohana with double soul trait, so I imagine one of them is going to be having that. Hopefully it's a Yuha. I would love an absolutely broken Yuha or an Ichigo. That's realistically what I'm still hoping for, a Yuha and Ichigo banner. He is draining all of his abilities, so he can easily auto IZ. Easily do it, to be honest. He is melee though. I kind of wish he was ranged, because then it would just be so much easier to auto IZ, but it's fine. Team Party Mind Attribute, Aron card damage to status ailment affected enemies +40%. So Grimjow, Nelliel, there's probably other ones, but those are the main two Aron cards that you would probably bring for potions. Those two are going to be a disgusting combo. And then damage to drain enemies +40%, debilitator +2 seconds, devastation +40%, so more damage on his soul bomb, frenzy +1, and then heart link slot potions +10, obviously. Increased status ailment chance against heart attribute enemies +10%. Beautiful on that. I just wish he had frenzy +2, to be honest, because then he would be proccing his SP boost most likely every other strong attack. I already know, I don't remember if I said it, but he has this SP boost of 80%, and then strong attack recharge -12%, so it's not going to be too long to get his strong attacks back. And then he has Guard Break, Havoc, and Sprinter +1. So yeah, realistically, all I would wish he had is either droplets, or, you know, just give him an extra frenzy on his frenzy +1, and that's realistically all he needed, because he's only going to be going in IZ, so you don't need like ludicrous damage for this character. Like, you're still going to be messing up the mobs super easily, especially if you get a dupe in him. That way he's 2 out of 5. You give him the T20 abilities, he's going to be cooking. And now onto Yachiru. We have her. She's a squad 0 killer, which is unfortunate. The killer is kind of awful, but she's a mind droplet drop +30%. No ability, no debuffs on any of her abilities, but she's mainly just going to be for this event and droplet zone. So like, the characters are super easy to kill. Not too much needed there. She does have a barrier on her SA2, by the way, so keep that in mind. I kind of wish it was a heal barrier, because then, you know, you can just auto even easier, because that's probably what you're going to be doing in droplets, you know, co-op. Heart attribute character, strong attack damage +20%, and then heart attribute strong attack recharge -20%. And keep in mind, these are mid-month characters, which is insane. All three of these mid-month characters for Christmas are actually insane. I'm already excited for next year's Christmas units, because if they make them a hot woman, I might end up summoning. But obviously we'll have to wait and see. Imagine the Christmas Bambis as mid-month. I would not mind it. She has Berserker +60%, Devastation +60%, Frenzy +2, Mind Droplet Drop +20%, Mind Droplets +10, Multi-Barrier +2, and Strong Attack Recharge -12%. Just a really good character, to be honest. Nothing like insane, but she's really, really good. Team Party, it recovers 20% stamina in between stages. Guard Break plus hit enemies, and Sprinter +1. I don't believe she has Havoc, which is kind of unfortunate. So, you know, do keep that in mind. So she kind of just wish they took out the Devastation, because like the Soul Bomb, it's whatever. Havoc will just make it much easier, so that way when she's autoing, she can actually like hit enemies. You know what I mean? But yeah, still a really great character. And now, do keep in mind, when this banner does drop, you will have until the end of year banner is shown completely, because I believe it's here until the 31st, so you can see exactly what's coming out. You can see their kits and everything, if I'm not mistaken, unless it leaves like the day it drops. But I believe the news should drop in game before before this banner leaves, so keep that in mind. You can just wait to summon, like maybe you just don't care about Ichigo and Yuha, and you're like, I don't really care for those characters, but maybe they could do a 180 and drop something that maybe you do like, or maybe you like those characters, and that's probably what it'll probably be, but you never know. And then we also have the featured characters. Now do keep in mind, obviously this is the step 10 and 20 where you get a new character, so a Nelliel, GRIMJOW, or Yachiru on step 10 and 20, and then you have a Pity at step 25, and then this is the filler. Pretty good filler, to be honest, overall. None of them are bad characters, to say the least. They're all pretty darn good. And now, we also are going to be having some free multis. I just wanted to throw this in here just because why not? I don't really know where else I could throw this in. I've already went over this one, the free 10 multis, and at step 10 you get a guaranteed 5-star. The filler's not amazing, but it's still pretty good. There's 7th anniversary characters in there. There's the swimsuit characters like Momo, Asane, and Nelliel. So there's something good in there. And then you have this, the poll selection. Step 1 is free. Step 6 guarantees one of the 12 featured 5-star characters. So out of these 12, you could get one of them. I will sadly be skipping just because it's so close to end of year, unless it's still here and end of year just doesn't interest me whatsoever, which I kind of doubt. But because I still need Maid Orihime, I wanted mine an 8th anniversary Ichigo dupe, probably my favorite power character in the entire game. You know, Quincy Ichigo, White, all fantastic units. Another dupe on Rangiku would be nice. I would love Byakuya as well. I would love to be able to put that on my Balgo. But either way, it's just, yeah, nothing too crazy. Now, I have seen a lot of people be very disappointed about the Ishin. And honestly, I can see it now. But the Jushiro was just so much farther behind. Like, I looked at the numbers, and he was like 500 votes behind, like on Twitter alone. Like, bro got stomped by Daddy Ishin, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, look forward to this. It should be dropping around the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. I can quickly check to see if they actually have a release date for it in the leaked server. I don't believe there is one. Yeah, release is to be announced. We don't actually know the exact date, but last year was the 23rd of December, so keep that in mind. And now this. Okay, this might only be for me. This might only be a devastating move for me. Most people are probably going to be skipping this. But if I could somehow get a 3-5 Yoruichi, I could do the move stores stage and max transcend her and never have to summon on this awful banner ever again. And dear God, I want to. I hope it's at least here until New Year's, so that way if I pull the new characters, I can at least try for one step of her, you know. I wish there was one free step, but unfortunately there isn't. So this will be returning. A date is to be determined. So without further ado, that is the news on Nelliel. So let me know down below if you're going to be summoning. I think they're all great characters. I don't think it's worth it to summon, but because of that event where you can get the special event drops by increased by 50%, and you also are going to be getting an insane amount of potions with the Grimmjow each run. It's so tempting to summon. Like, I honestly was really hoping that the Nelliel was the potion unit, and I probably would have caved and summoned, but since she's the Guild Quest character, I'm probably not going to. I'm so tempted to just throw one multi, but like, as you can see, I'm still kind of low on orbs. I'm only at 2,000. I still have a bit of Senkaimon to do, and I am going through my story to finally just like complete it, but yeah. Either way, let me know down below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions and choices if you're going to be summoning. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be summoning because of a few certain assets that Nelliel possesses. Like, she has some insane assets that some people just really like. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care and peace out.